I'll be showing my Warlock setup for the Prophecy dungeon. Of course, this is a solo build, so it's completely built around staying alive and being able to cough up some pretty decent DPS, I'd say. For class, I would highly suggest using the bottom tree, of course, the Achievement of Hunger. Mainly because of the Feed the Void and Devour, because this will be the main thing keeping you alive throughout this whole dungeon. Since you simply consume your grenade, you will be granted the Devour effect, and the Devour effect will allow you to generate health for each kill you make. And each kill you make will extend this effect, so you'll heal pretty much infinitely as long as you kill people. I'll also suggest Healing Rift, and Jump is completely personal, I guess, but me myself, I use Burst Glide. Now for armor and mods, I'd say just build them around the weapons you use. But for this dungeon, I'd suggest using a setup like Mountaintop, Recluse, Anarchy, or perhaps if you don't have an Anarchy, maybe a Xenophage or a high impact auto loading rocket launcher. That would be fine as well. So for this setup that I'm holding right here, the Mountaintop, Recluse, Anarchy, I was using Concussive Dampener, which reduces splash damage, basically, AoEs. The Night Boomers will be all over the place in this dungeon, so it's good to use a couple concussive dampeners for that. I use double grenade launcher ammo finder to get my mount up to full ammo as most times as possible. Boss resist, but I switched that to minor resist at any other moment in the dungeon before I get to the final boss. Now, the reason I'm using Controverse Hold is really just because of its perk, of course, which is resist incoming damage while charging your Void Grenade with Chaos Accelerant, Feed the Void, which is the one we're using, or Handheld Supernova. Charge Void Grenades return a random amount of grenade energy on hit. It's mainly because of that last line while we're using it, the return a random amount of grenade energy on hit, because this will allow you to use the grenade more often and be able to heal yourself constantly throughout this dungeon. Now, of course, I'm using grenade launcher loader, get that faster reload speed, get the reload speed for the submachine gun with the light arms. You don't have to necessarily masterwork all the items, but it does allow you to pick more mods. For the chest piece, unflinching large arms reserves, and boss resist. Although I'd suggest switching the boss resist to minor resist until you get to the final boss. Now, this is the important part of the armor, which is the taken armaments. It will allow you to gain heavy ammo for each taken enemy you grenade with a grenade. Each taken enemy you kill with a grenade grants heavy ammo. English is hard today, my bad. Personally, I'm using traction to get more movement during parkour or jumping phases, and I used another concussive dampener to reduce incoming AoEs. Just real quick, you can only equip these types of mods on the Raid armor for Last Wish or Reverie Dawn armor, I've been told. And of course, on the Bond, another important perk is Oppressive Darkness, which is a perk you can gain through picking it out of your seasonal artifact. Causing damage with a Void Grenade adds a weakening effect to combatants. This basically is Tether, but it's a 5-second grenade. Another good perk is Recuperation. It will allow you to replenish health each time you pick up an orb of light. This is good when you don't have your grenade in hand, but you do have orbs laying around. Just pick up an orb or two and you'll be full health. Another concussive dampener, of course, because, splash damage is all over the place in this dungeon. Now, something additional I have to tell is, during the first boss you fight in this dungeon, the Phalanx, you can actually one-phase them by using the Well of Radiance and this sword, as long as it has Boss Spec and Whirlwind Blade. Otherwise you won't be able to make it in one phase. The reason why this is so easy to get the one phase with is you just drop the Phalanx's shield, you put your well right on his face basically, and you just do 5 hits with this sword and then the R2 ability. Continue that until the boss is dead and you'll get an easy one phase out of the fucker. Make sure it has a Whirlwind Blade, otherwise it doesn't work. Now, for the cube encounter, I'd not suggest using an Anarchy, I'd suggest using a Xenophage. mainly because this will easily allow you to just snipe all the hobgoblins and the night echoes from a distance. You can keep yourself into an isolated safe spot while shooting everything with this gun. You run out of ammo, no problem, just use a grenade and you'll have your ammo back from taking armaments. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I can tell you for now. I hope this helped you out, and yeah, that's about it.